Hi y'all, my name is C and today I'm going to be talking about 5 books that are coming out in 2021 that I am very excited for. So I'm going to be talking about these books in the order they are currently said to release. I know there is at least one book on this list that doesn't have like a specific day it's going to be released, but is supposed to be released this year, so I'm going to talk about it. And yeah, I have no idea if I would like these books or not, like when I actually read them, but they're very intriguing to me for one reason or another, and so I'm excited to share all of them with you. I also just wanted to apologize real quick if y'all hear like little tapping sounds in the background of this video. My bird is sitting like right next to my camera, and she is grumpy and doesn't want to move. She's molting right now. I'm not gonna make her move, so if you hear tapping, that's why. It's ASMR for y'all. That's what I'm doing. The first book that I am so excited about this year is called Witches Steeped in Gold by Shannon Smart. It is a YA fantasy that is Jamaican inspired. It's a debut author. And the book follows these two girls who are both witches, and they both ended up having to come together to try and defeat a common threat. I know that one of the girls has been imprisoned for a lot of her life and is like trying to get out, and another one of the girls is the daughter to the queen, and she is trying not to die like her sister did to give power to her mother. It sounds so good. That is coming out in April. It is coming out on April, checking my notes, 20th. The next book that I am so excited about for this year is called The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. This is a book that I think just sounds like so much fun. So it is playing with like themes from slasher movies, and it basically follows this support group for women who have survived a horrible event, playing along with the like final girl trope that was seen in a lot of horror movies in the 70s and 80s. And this support group has been meeting for, I think it's like 2 decades, and then all of a sudden the women realize there is a threat coming after them. It sounds like so much fun. I'm a big fan of Grady Hendrix's work. Everything that I've read from him I've really enjoyed. I think he has a great mix in tone between comedy and horror. And I'm very excited to read this. That book is coming out July 13th of this year. I think it'll be a lot of fun. There's not a cover for it yet, which I'm curious about because Grady Hendrix always has like pretty fun covers for his books. But yeah, that is another one that I'm excited to check out. That is an adult horror. And yeah, that'll be a good time coming this July. The third book that I am so excited for is Before We Disappear by Sean David Hutchinson. This is going to be a YA historical fiction, magical realism type story. Unfortunately, there's not a ton out about this book, but I'm a big fan of Sean David Hutchinson, and so I have a feeling I'm going to really enjoy this book. So this book is set in 1909, and it follows a magician's apprentice, and he ends up trying to follow another magician's apprentice to figure out like how they do the magic tricks that they're doing, and they find out they are using real magic. Normally, Sean David Hutchinson's books also have really great queer rep, so I'm excited to see that. That book should be coming out September 28th of this year. Again, haven't heard a whole lot about that. I don't think they've sent out any ARCs yet, so there's not even like any early reviews going around about it, but the few books that I've read from Sean David Hutchinson I have really enjoyed, so I'm excited to see how this one goes. The fourth book that I am really excited for is called The Thorn of Emberlane, and that is by Scott Lynch. It is the 4th book in the Gentleman Bastard series. So here's the thing. I've never read this series, so you're probably like, why do you care that another book is coming out in it? I've heard great things about this series though, and they have not gotten a new book in this series in like, I think 6 or 7 years, maybe a little longer. So what I was planning on doing is, since I heard this book was coming out, I was like, I want to marathon all of them. So right before the new book comes out, I'm going to read the first 3 and continue on. The first book in the Gentleman Bastard series is called The Lies of Locke Lamora, and it is about this guy and his friend who, since they were kids, have been like trained to be like thieves and con artists, and they're trying to do this in this very like rough and tumble world. It's an adult fantasy. I've heard the magic system is pretty light, but is still interesting, and that the story really hinges on its characters and its great friendships, and so I'm really excited to dive into the series and just read all of them back to back. The last book that I am so excited for this year is called Nowhere by Brandon Sanderson. It is the third book in the Skyward series. I have only read Skyward so far, which is the first book, because I knew that the next book was going to be coming out this year, and so I was like, I'm going to read the second and third like closer together, so that way I don't have to be like, what's happening? What am I doing? But this is a young adult science fiction novel. It follows 17-year-old Spensa, who is trying to kind of bring honor back to her family by being a pilot. It's so much fun. My partner, who I talked to about it, described it as like Mean Girls meets Top Gun in space. It's really fun. I flew through it. I read it super fast. It's just a really enjoyable story, and so I have a feeling the rest of the books are going to be like just even better. I've heard that Starsight, which is the second book, is fantastic. And so I'm excited to read the books kind of closer together. Again, this book does not have a specific date that is coming out on yet, so I'm not sure when it'll be coming out. I feel like I remember seeing that it was going to be coming out in like July or August, and then it doesn't say that anymore, so we might be getting a pushback from this book, but you know, it happens. Take your time, and I'm very excited to get back into the series, especially with reading the second and third kind of close together. Anyway, I hope you all really enjoyed this video. If you want to hear more from me, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. You can find me below on Goodreads and also on my Instagram. I also run a weekly virtual write-in called The Writer's Zoom. I have that Instagram linked below as well. Please let me know if there is a book that is coming out this year that you are excited to read. I am so curious in hearing it. I'm honestly really bad at like keeping up with what the new releases are, so let me know if there are any other books that I should be keeping my eyes peeled for. I hope you all have a great day and a very good week, and I will see you all next time in another video. Bye!